I'm Bernadette Casey, Senior Editor of PR Week, and I'm here with Jennifer Risi, who is head of Ogilvy's Media Influence Group. Jennifer joined about 4 months. Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you for having me.
And I think there's been some changes in the group, and if you'd sort of like to talk a little bit about that, what's going on, what is the Ogilvy Media Influence Group about?
Our team is very much focused on how do we leverage content today and how do we take media relations to the next level. The whole world has changed. Digital communications has really created an always-on media environment. And what we're looking to do is to create a network of folks all around the country and the world that are going to be very much focused on how do we take companies from what they are today and make them tomorrow's media channels.
And what is it about today's business climate that makes that necessary?
I think that social media and mobile communications has really changed the game, and companies need to figure out a way to engage in new ways and do things that they never really thought about before. And with the onset of social media, now you really have to think about how you create an integrated approach that includes that in what you're doing traditionally. But it's very important that it be linked together and not be in silos. You need to figure out how do you create basically a cohesive, integrated campaign that involves all different parts of media to really drive the agenda forward. What we're seeing today is there's 4 pillars of media: paid, traditional, social, and traditional, that really have to all be leveraged to really have the impact that a client wants to have.
And this is something you're doing with clients right now?
We're starting. I joined, as I said, a couple of months ago. It's a process, and right now we're looking to really educate clients on how we're seeing the environments changed and how it really needs to be aligned, traditional and digital communications, because that line is very much blurred, and how companies should be thinking about doing things a little bit differently.
And how do you think in terms of when a brand becomes sort of a content creator, what does that say to the consumer? What kind of messaging does the consumer get from that?
I think that consumers want to buy from companies they believe in and feel they really can connect to. So you have to find different touch points, whether it's an event, or it's creating a great website, or it's creating a great story in a publication like the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times. But how do you really bring consumers in and create chatter? We're looking to help companies today to create great websites that are not just places that they hold information, but they're destinations that are engaging and exciting, and there's always new and different things being brought to the table. What our goal is to really help our clients to really have their websites look like a CNN as opposed to just a normal website, so that people want to go there, whether it's consumers or businesses or influencers, to really say, what is this company doing and how are they really changing what's going on in their industry?
And I would assume that authenticity is a very important element of this I'm sure you're counseling clients about that.
Very much so. Being authentic is at the heart of everything that we do. I would say, though, that there's a little bit of an education that needs to happen with how do you really bring both sides of the table, traditional and digital, together. And that's helping clients to really create those stories that people want to hear about, and really leverage what's going on in the environment and what are the trends driving business. How do they connect to them as a company, and then how do they thereby connect to their audiences and their influencers? We think that that's finding a right approach to help companies really become the media channels of tomorrow is really a focus of what we're doing.
And it's interesting how, and this is the company that came to my head, let's say a Kraft, could be pushing forward the information about food to consumers. They could become an authority about food for their consumers, or let's say a forward in the automotive industry.
Right, exactly. And I think that it's about it's looking at a connection point on multiple levels. Every company today needs to have great consumer brands, but they also should have a corporate brand, and finding a way to really blend in the middle. That's where our offering is really going to focus. That content creation that can bring both of that type of brand innovation together. Because I think most companies do either one well. We need a company that really can be a leader, does both well.
Mm-hmm. And sort of to elevate a whole category, as you mentioned before about authenticity, the importance of elevating the whole category of whether it could be food, and then the nutritional aspects of it. It's not just about pushing the product.
Exactly.
Once a brand creates the content, then what?
I think that we then will work with them to create a campaign of how you actually distribute it ongoingly. It could be as simple as doing an announcement at a trade show and putting a traditional press release together and then creating great content, whether it's executive interviews, consumer interviews, customer interviews, that really make that traditional press release come to life. That's a way to bring it up how it could work every day. And then ongoingly looking at, for example, their websites and saying, how do we create different tabs that can show different parts of their lines of business in addition to who the company is and what their investment portfolio looks like. But that having a place where the content can live, really truly being a destination, and then engaging the bloggers and engaging traditional media so that they actually want to go to your site for that content. To your point about authenticity, that's how you know it's working, is when actually all the influencers that you want to engage are coming to your destination to get it, not just picking up the phone, because that's not how it works anymore. People want things very seamless, whether they're connecting on Facebook or Twitter or via a destination website. That's what we're really looking to do, is help companies really understand how they create great content that people want to hear, they want to see, they want to know about it, and then how do you then distribute it and engage the right people to actually then want to keep coming back over and over again.
It sounds like interesting work.
It's been fun, and we've only just started, and we're looking forward to doing some more great things. We're working right now across the agency, across the practice areas, and it's really it's a fun time because the media landscape is changing so much every day. The traditional world where we had before hundreds of people to call, that universe is basically collapsed. We have probably 10 traditional people that are worth talking to. Now you have to figure out ways to engage in social channels and creating the right content and engaging with your branded channels like Facebook and Twitter. That's really where the media landscape is going, and every day it's a new and exciting challenge. So that's what gets me coming back to the office every day.
Thanks very much for talking to us today, Jennifer.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you.